The pain came for him again. Cat claws scratching at the back of his eyeballs, exquisite darts of agony searing through his head, and he stumbled to his feet, reaching into the desk drawer for the bottle of fluid. The washroom lay at the end of the corridor, and he lurched through the doorway as the sharp lances ripped at the tissue of his eyes. He gripped the bottle tightly in his hand and opened the door of the washroom, locked it behind him, and the cat was stretching, hungrily unsheathing its claws again as he peered through a red haze at the phial, twisted off the top, inserted the dropper, and brought up a quantity of the pilocarpine. Head back, he allowed the fluid to drip into the corner of his eye, and his nerve ends screamed with pain as the tension increased. The light was dim in the washroom. He had not turned on the light, and he closed his eyes, put his head back against the wall. His hands were trembling. It would not be long before the shuddering began, part hysteria, part pain. It wouldn't last long. He knew that from experience. But while it did, it was so unacceptable. In a sense, it was worse than the pain, his body's reaction. It denoted a weakness he refused to recognize in himself, and yet it was there every time. As he stood there, waiting for the attack to pass, he could remember George Knox's hands. He had been surprised by their softness and their deftness, for Knox was a heavy, awkward man with a snarling voice. But as Knox had moved his face under the light, his fingers had been as light as a woman's. "How long have you been having these headaches?" he had asked. "Hell, I don't know. Months, I suppose. Not very specific for a Jack. What I mean is, I've always been a bit bothered, but who isn't with the kind of paperwork and overtime we do? But more severe of late," Knox had asked quietly. "You could say that. Worse during the day or night?" "Nights, usually." But your vision has been impaired, hasn't it? And there have been occasions when your eyelids have been red and swollen. And at night, lights seem to have coloured halos around them." "I didn't tell you that." "You didn't need to, any more than you need to tell me you've noticed a certain greenish discoloration of the iris and a hardness about your eyeballs. They're classical symptoms, along with headaches, pain in the eyes, nausea, and vomiting at night."